Hi, and welcome along to another episode of Fourever Arsenal. Wagwan, my people. It's great to be here, and of course, joined by our usual panel. We've got Curtis in the building, we've got Jack, and we've got Lee. How you doing, Lee?
Yeah, I'm all good. But Jack's taking over the trend at the moment, and late again. I can't. It's got to be.
Well, I would like to put out there, guys. I was not late. It was 9 on the dot, and I was putting up my lovely signed on shirt for the viewers at home that you can't see because it's too far in the background. But yeah, apart from that.
Yeah, where is it? Down the road? Where is it? Down? What? Should we be in a mansion or something? Like, how far away is it?
I was playing last night. Maxed down when I got a little 70 minutes. I had a bit of a lay-in, but it's all right, guys. I'm here. The pod's going. Be happy.
Yeah, I mean, that set you got there. I mean, what's all that? You got all that light coming out of the blinds. And then I thought this guy knew a lot about filming and stuff like that. He's got a signed shirt that we can't tell whether he's signed or not because
Can't even see. It looks like a badge. That's what it looks like in the back there.
That shirt looks like it's for like a 5-year-old or something. When did you get that? How old were you when you got that shirt?
You know what, guys? We're gonna take the shirt off the wall. So I can show you this, guys, for the viewers on YouTube. You can see the little signature there.
Signature don't look great. I gotta be honest. Looks like you've done it yourself.
But you were right, guys, about the fact that it does.
You put
look
Terry.
Like,
says Terry.
Yeah, it was Terry down the market. It's
Wembley Market job, isn't
it? This is my first ever Arsenal shirt, and I was lucky enough to meet Thierry in Qatar in February, and he did sign it for me. There is a picture of us that maybe producer would show us later, but yeah, it's real, not from Terry. Anyway, enough about me. What's going on?
Yeah, hold on, wait a minute, because we have actually got a picture that we need to show people, right? Because have a look at this picture, people. Look at this.
His twin.
Who's who? Which is which?
There seems to be this picture on screen, and for anyone confused what this picture is, one of the comments that we saw in the last video was that I may or may not look like an inebriated Bellerin. And funnily enough, me and Hector himself have had that exact conversation, and we can confirm we do have different dads, and we are not related. But I'll take that. Bellerin's not a bad looking geezer. It could be worse.
Planting trees, are we?
If I could look like him, I'll plant some trees.
Oh my days, man! Oh my days! But listen, guys. Of course, there was a game last night. Always interested to find out from Curtis how it went on his stream. You know what I mean? What was the vibes? How did you feel about the game? And Max Dowman, again, 15 years old, the youngest ever Arsenal player to start a game. It's crazy.
Do you know what? When Robbie asked me that question, I feel like it's a loaded question. Like he's basically saying, "We won, but was you having a meltdown?" kind of thing. But
were you ripping the shirt off?
Nah, I had a hoodie on, so it was a bit too much to get through. But listen, cup competition's a bit different for me. I'm more about the result than the performance, and we got the job done. Max Dowman, for me, I don't know about anyone else. I thought he was our best attacking player. He had that left back on toast. I heard, I don't know, on the TV they were singing, he's got school in the morning,
yeah,
which I thought was great. And Nkapia for me as well, man. I don't know about anyone else. I got a bit excited by his performance, his speed and aggression. And I thought Kepa had a really good game as well in goal, a lot of assurity in goal. So, yeah, we got the job done. First half was a bit shaky. I think you could see that sort of 11 lacked chemistry a little bit, and the midfield was a bit open, a little bit slow, I thought. But second half, we got the job done. So, yeah, I was pleased.
Yeah, what about you, Jack? Where did you watch it?
I was actually at the pub with a few mates, luckily. Didn't make it to the ground, but it was, I think, agreeing with what Curtis said there, a bit of a cagey first half, just adapting to the changes, obviously a lot of changes, and looked a lot better in the second half rhythm-wise. But yeah, Max Dowman, and I wanted to have a go at Lee, actually. I watched his fan cam last night, and it's coming a common theme, me and have a go at Lee's fan cams. Andre Anus is the man's name that you might not have heard before. And funny story about him is that he's got a brother called Marcus, who I'm very good friends with. and he has been speaking about his brother for years and years, and he has finally made it and made his debut for the first team. So I know his family are absolutely buzzing. Andre Anu himself, massive Arsenal fan, sort of grew up Arsenal. His brother is big watcher of the channel, big watcher of Arsenal content in general. He's in his ear 24/7, telling him he's got to do this and do that and do this. So for him to just step on the pitch last night with the likes of Saka and Eze and that, I know he's absolutely buzzing. So Lee, remember his name.
Well, definitely. And do you know what? As I did say on my thank you, very, very impressed with him last night. I think because Max takes a lot of the credit, and rightly so, and all the headlines. I thought he was fantastic up front yesterday. I really do. Playing against two strong central defenders, worked very, very hard. So disappointed that he didn't get the goal when he went through. I don't know if you noticed it. He was, I think, suffering from cramp just about 3-4 minutes before that, but still had the determination to make that run, get the shot on. I thought that it was a good save, to be fair, but it rolled out to Saka. And now, does he get an assist for that?
No.
I hope so.
No, I don't think you do.
Nah, you don't get an assist for that.
He doesn't get.
Should have chipped him, shouldn't he? Should have lifted it over him.
Yeah, do you know, I think another 10 minutes before that, and he had that shot, I think he would have scored that. I think it was because he was fatigued, But listen, that was a very, very strong debut from him, I have to say. So fair play to him, and fair play to Arteta, because there was a few little murmurs around the studio, and also going to the ground yesterday, what's he doing? Playing a little too weak the front line, to this and to that. But I think, listen, got it spot on, got the result, which is the most important thing. We're in the next round. And a couple of players that I think desperately needed a little rest. Gyökeres definitely needed a rest. Calafiori got a rest, Zubimendi, I think, definitely needed a little bit of a break. These all got rests for the weekend as well. So realistically, I have to say, perfect night, really. It was a good result, entertaining second half, another clean sheet. Kepa, I thought, was man of the match for me. I thought he was superb. So really, really good. And we've rested some key players as well. So all in all, a very, very good evening's work.
Yeah, I mean, I like that Harriman and Noose. I thought he did really well. He's an old boy now, isn't he? 17. You know what I mean? It's an old age pensioner, isn't he? In this team, But I always think to myself, we underestimate how nerve-wracking it must be for a player like that. And it's interesting there, Jack, that you're describing that he's an Arsenal fan. And I said in my fan cam yesterday, right, I want to see spotlight put on these academy guys. And when I say the academy guys, I'm not saying the players, because we're watching them, and so the spotlight is on them. But I'm like, the people who find these players, the scouts who, I've seen those scouts out there, and you would have seen them, Curtis. I know your son plays in football as well. They'll be out there in all kinds of weathers, going around different games, trying to find talent for Arsenal or whatever team they're scouting for. Then once you found that talent, they're raw talent. Now you've got to, train them to become a professional footballer. And obviously that's then over to the coaches. And the coaches then have got to coach them till they get an opportunity to become a professional footballer and play in the first team. And so the job that the scouts and those coaches have done at Arsenal has been amazing. Absolutely amazing, because we were watching that game last night, and as you said, Harriman and Noose, Max Dowman, Mars Lewis-Skelly, Ethan Wanyeri, right? Those are all academy players. Those are all players that have come through our system, that have been spotted, that have been coached and nurtured over the years, and are now playing in the first team. And not only are they, I mean, I know years ago we used to see sometimes with Arsene Wenger, he play a lot of these young players, but these are special young players that deserve to be in that first team. They are first team players, and it's really amazing to see. And I really, but you never hear nothing about these scouts and these coaches we'll probably just hear about Mertesacker. He's done a great job because he's overseeing it, which he is doing a great job. And we hear about the manager, which big him up as well, because he's also given them the platform by, you know, showing faith in them and allowing them to play. But I don't know about you guys, but I just love to see it when a player comes through like that. And as I said, like, Curtis, your son is at an academy. My son's been at academy. We know how difficult it is. We know the grind. We know how tough it is. You know as well, Jackie, you said he's your friend. So you know how many years and years and years he's been at it. How many trips to get the parents. How many times they got to take those kids to training, from school to training, 4, 5 times a week. Honestly, a lot goes into it. We just see them on the pitch, but a lot go. I mean, you can count to that, surely, Curtis.
I mean, you know yourself, Rob, like, football now is like a middle-class sport in this country. Like, to play for an academy, your parents have got to give up so much time, so much money, travel all over the country. I mean, we just get emails on Friday, yeah, you're playing Newcastle away. On Sunday, you're like, okay, you've ripped up my whole weekend. I've got to stay in a hotel. I've got to do this, do that. I think they were saying yesterday our whole front four, if you include Eze, obviously was at the academy till about 13 as well. So I think at the moment you could say our academy is one of the best in the country, because, I mean, Saka's 100 million plus player, really. Lewis Skelly could be starting for England at left back. You got Ethan Nwaneri's a massive talent. Max Dowman, I mean, forget the fact he's 15. He was our best player yesterday. That left back, I mean, he absolutely destroyed him. And like you said, Mertesacker will get the plaudits, but these scouts that are at a park football match on a Sunday morning in the rain with his jacket and his pen and pad, and he probably watches 20 games that week and he might not even see one player, and then bang, you might find Harriman Anusa or, you know, Max Dowman or whoever. So I think it's credit to the whole club and the structure and the fact that they are promoting young players, because I think we feel more connected to this Arsenal team. I feel like 7 or 8 years ago, it wasn't just the fact we weren't winning major trophies. There felt like a disconnection between the fans and the players. You looked at certain players and thought, you don't feel like an Arsenal player, you know, especially when we're signing older players who felt like they were just picking up a pay packet. Where I think this team now, I mean, we've all had the pleasure of being around the team and stuff. So they feel like proper Arsenal players, and we feel connected to them. So it's great seeing these young players get a chance. And I thought Harriman Anus led the line really well for a striker yesterday. Van Hecker's a big centre back, you know, was leaning on him, difficult. And I thought he held the ball up well, unlucky not to score, good movement. And I reckon he'll probably get a few more chances after that game, especially with Havertz being out. So yeah, it was a great night for the academy.
You've got to take that opportunity, haven't you? Like, you know, the end of the day, if you look at it, he probably would never have gotten near that team if Havertz was fit, Madueke was fit. Like, you know, probably wouldn't get in the squad. But because of their injured, there was this window of opportunity for him, and I thought he took it really well yesterday. Like, you know, and we seem, I know it sounds silly, but we seem to forget that Saka come through our academy as well. Really, like, you know, he's incredible when you think about it. You've got like Saka, Miles Lewis Skelly now that have actually played for England internationals via the academy. Like, you know, that is incredible, really. And as you say, like Max Dowman yesterday, what I really liked about Max Dowman yesterday's performance is that he got kicked, you know, which, you know, like, if I was that left back, I don't know how I'd feel. You think, like, well, he's 15, I've got to kick him, like, you know what I mean? Because otherwise he's going to do what he's doing to me, like. And to be fair, like, he did give him a few little kicks, didn't he? Like, what he treated him like what he was is I know he's 15, but he's on a professional football pitch. He's got to take what comes to him, and I thought he handled himself fantastically well yesterday, Max Dowman. I really did. Great attitude, like, you know, when he gets kicked, he gets up straight away. He knows when to go down as well, like, you know what I mean, when it is when he is kicked, and, you know, like, there's that thing that sometimes they want to keep going, but he seems to be so advanced. How can you be so advanced, like that at 15 is, I have to scratch my head at that. Like, you know what I mean? When I was at school, I was still, you know, because I was because I'm August born, I'm the youngest in my year. When I really struggled with the physicalities of football when I was a kid. Like, you know, I know it's different now, like, you know, but he just seems to have 15 years of age. I don't know if that's right, really. I think we've got to check his birth certificate or something, because it's just incredible what he is. It's, I don't know why they make it. And the other thing is with these scouts, I'd love to ask the question: how do you know at 6, 7 years of age that they're going to be like a professional footballer? How do they know that? You know what I mean? You look at someone at that age and think, oh, he's got it. You know what I mean? It's, I know that they have to go through so many things and everything like that, but it is incredible, isn't it? Like, you know what I mean? That
his age is silly. It's like, I think Arteta said before the game that if he had to look at his passport every single game he trained, he would never play him because he'd be too worried. Yeah. But he's got to judge him about what he does in training, and what he does in training, he's a first team Arsenal player who performs better than a lot of the players in training according to Arteta. And I think even Fabian Hurstler, the Brighton manager, said after the game that they weren't expecting to play Max Dowman. They were expecting to play sort of a rotated side, but they were still sort of expecting a Saka or someone out there. And he said the biggest compliment he could pay Max Dowman was they set up exactly how they set up against Saka against him. There wasn't too much difference. And Hurstler thought they played very similar styles. And I mean, to be compared to Saka at 15 is definitely a compliment by the opposition manager.
No, it's crazy. And you know, all of that, right? All of that talent is fine. And he's a special talent. But then on top of that, you've got to have the right attitude. You've got to have that. You've got to be able to listen. And you've got to be able to, you know, be ultra professional. And he's got that as well. I mean, you know, because, again, I've seen a lot of players in academy football that have got undoubted talent, but they end up not making it because the attitude's not right.
Yeah.
And I remember, Lee, when we met his parents, that was when we was coming back from Hong Kong, offered a tour. And I remember you chatting to his dad extensively. And you could just tell by speaking to them where he gets that from. You know, you could see when you spoke to his dad, you can tell that he'll keep him grounded. He'll definitely keep you. He was telling you, wasn't he, Lee?
Yeah, exactly. Like, you know what I mean? Like his mum was an athlete at school, so like that's where he gets that's what his dad was saying anyway. Like, you know, but they were like lovely. Come over to me and started talking to me and you know, telling us what he has to go through and everything. Like, he has to do 3 days at school now. So that's the incredible thing at the moment, that he's really doing at 15 two jobs. I know, like, he's been a professional footballer, part of it, and the other thing, he's still got to get his education and learn. And his mum and dad were very, very much that he has to do that as well. Like, you know, you think at 15 and you're playing for the arse, you think, oh, I don't really need to be educated now. I know where it's going. But now they're saying, no, he's got to do that. He's got to get his grades and everything. And the club as well are very, very pushing for that as well. That they were saying that, you know, like, no, that comes before anything at this moment in time. So they're really, really looking after him in every sense. And yeah, I think that's a great thing that you say there, Rob, because we all know, like, with being younger and all that, we've had the things of going out at night with your mates and doing this and doing that. He's not doing that. You know, he's very, very grounded. And I think, like, you know, the parents that listen, I think, you know, that they were saying that they've been throwing things at him all the time. You know what I mean? Like, from sponsorships to this, to that. Surely that could turn your head and make you go a little bit doolally. But his dad sorts him all out. Then he looks after him and makes sure that he gets just all he does is concentrates on his football. And at football and school, that's what he does. So fantastic on him, and you know, his parents are lovely, and they're going to have a good life, aren't they? They're going to have a good life. With that.
You know what, Lee? Right? Imagine all of those guys, not just Max Dowman, Wanyeri, Harriman and Noose. You know, imagine how many people now for them as kids, everybody wants to be their friend, innit? Everybody wants to be. We even see older players, no matter hangers on they have and stuff like. It must be really difficult to manage that situation. You know what I mean? The girls factors are going to come into it. You know what I mean? Like they're being put on a mega pedestal at a very young age. So to bring them back down and just say, hey, just chill. You ain't done nothing yet. It must be difficult, especially for Max Dowman, because as his dad was telling us, every top club in Europe are after this kid, are chasing this kid, right? And you know, the other thing that I thought to myself yesterday, how much Cheeto, you know, Cheeto was at the club who went to Man United.
Yeah.
And he was a star player in the academy, scored all those goals, right? How must he have felt watching that game last night? He's at United. He's not even getting a look in now. They brought new players in. He's not getting a shout. He left to go to United. I was thinking to myself last night, when he sees Harriman Anous playing, is he thinking to himself, should I have stayed at Arsenal?
Great point.
It's the money that took him, wasn't it, though, Rob? Let's be honest, man. They offered him a monster pay packet.
Again, that's the thing, though, Curtis, right, is that money, because that's the other thing that comes into play. But is it always the best for your career? You know what I mean? I look at someone like Amari Hutchinson. Yes, he's made a lot of money. He's got big moves. Chelsea hardly played. Went to Ipswich. Now he's at Forest. But does he maybe look at it and think, if I'd have stayed at Arsenal, would I be further forward in my career? I don't know. Maybe not. But the money factor is a big thing as well. And it's like, again, that's where parents come into it and family come into it, where they can turn around and say, listen, you're going to make money. Don't forget about that right now. Forget about the LV bag and the, you know what I mean, the Fendi t-shirt and all that sort of stuff. Concentrate on your football. It ain't easy.
Do you know the thing, Rob? I think a lot of the time it's the agent as well. You know, the agent that you've got. I mean, a story, a friend of mine, his brother just signed a pro, and this agent was trying to get him, and his mum and dad are a very working class, like very simple lifestyle. And this agent rang up his mum and said, like, we'll give you a car, we'll send you on holiday, we'll give you a little bit of money. Now, if you're in a difficult situation in your life and I can get a brand new car and a holiday and money and I need this, you might then put your son in a situation that doesn't work best for him. So like you said, with Cheeto, Man United offered him a fortune, and maybe at the time he thought, am I going to get in the Arsenal first team? I'll go to United. Then Amarim's coming for Ten Hag. He doesn't really seem to be in favour of him. So I think a lot of the time it's about having that long-term vision as a player, which is difficult when you're young because money turns people's heads a lot of the time. So it's a tough one. It is tough, but yeah, I think if you're patient at Arsenal and you're good enough, you will get an opportunity under this manager. And then, like Lee said, you've just got to take it when you get the chance.
The other thing is, like, Wanyeri, of course, like, you know, was before he signed his new contract. There was loads of teams in for him, loads of teams trying to tell him not to do this and tell him not to do that. You know, Max is having the same thing with like what he's done as well. You know, like these clubs don't care, like, you know what I mean. You know, the likes of Chelsea's and the Man Uniteds of this world are all saying to him, look, we give you this and give you that. So all these players, probably even Saka, when you look back at it, the Wanyeri, Saka's, they have been given, probably offered more money to go to other clubs than Arsenal, like, and they've decided to stay and do what they've done. And I think that part of that is because that is what happens in football nowadays, isn't it? Like, other clubs come in for it, but I think they're sort of like, with the academy, they're sort of like grown up with it, and I think there's the bond of that as well, like, you know. And so to leave it is a difficult thing. But the other side of it is, in the other coin, I've got to say, on the other side of the coin, if you're not quite good enough, there's no loyalty that way neither. Like, you're released, and that's how it is. So, you know, so if someone is given a great offer and they want to go, I don't blame them. I don't look at it and say to them, oh, it's wrong, because, you know, we've all been involved in it and things like that. it is a brutal world, guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's brutal. You know, you go there 1 year and you think you're doing well, and then you have that meeting and they say, like, no, someone else is better, and you're gone, like, you know, and that's it, you know. So and I think at the end of the day, for these guys and kids to come through like they are, it is a big testament for them and their families, because it is a tough world. I don't care what anybody says, like, you know. I know someone that's in football that does all that coaching. They've got 8 or 9 kids there just playing football because it's for the 2 or 3 that are going to go through and make it. Like, you know, they've got to play football, haven't they? It's a brutal world, but if you get through it, you know, as you see last night, it's got some nice rewards at the end of it, like, you know.
Got a quiz for you. Got a quiz for you, Jack. Yeah. What was the difference between last night and the last few games?
Last night and the last few games. The lineup. That was a trick question.
Well done.
I think he's tired, Rob.
That wasn't the answer I was looking for. What about the rest of you?
Open play goals, Rob.
There you go, Curtis. There you go.
Man, I'm up early, Rob.
We need to score one.
Jack was on the drinks last night.
No.
Yeah, he's in the pub watching the game.
Jack deserves a point for his answer. I'll tell you, that's the best.
Yeah, my answer weren't wrong technically. So, but Marino nearly got one from a corner though. That would have been funny if that did go in.
What did you make of that though? Two open play goals there, Jack.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, to be honest, I've not been too worried with the whole talk about it, but I have seen, obviously, there's a lot of talk about set piece again, or we can only score from set piece. But I think the whole point around the set pieces is just sort of, for a rival fan, sort of just a bit of banter, because all I can think about is to get that many set pieces in the first place, you need to have the ball. You need to be pressing teams back. We've got the ball so much in the opposition's third that we're generating that amount of set pieces and corners. So that's down to our style of play and everything anyway. So I'm pretty happy with that. But yeah, last night I think the Nwaneri goal in particular was unbelievable. I think Mikel Merino showed some technical ability in midfield there, and that back heel to Lewis Skelly before he cut it back to him was generally sensational. And the finish again, Nwaneri, it was good. I mean, I was saying on the other pod, I really wanted to see him get some minutes. And he had a bit of a quiet first half. I think he was getting into the game, and he looked better as it went on. I think he was definitely, you could tell that he wanted to make a statement. You could tell he got the ball, he rushed a few things, he was trying a few fancy passes just to sort of show, look, guys, I'm still here. But yeah, happy with the finish. Good finish, left foot. But yeah, in terms of open play, it was obviously nice not to score for set piece, but I can't lie, as I said earlier, if that Merino corner went in, I think that would have just topped everything off, because yeah, I would have been happy with that.
Hey, you know what, right? I forgot to mention as well, right? I think yesterday's kind of proof how good our squad is, right? Again, I look at Liverpool last night, right? So I've got their lineup here, right? This was Liverpool last night. They made 10 changes. So did we, by the way. Yeah, we made 10 changes. They made 10 changes. They had Woodman in goal, so they changed their keeper. Ramsey, Endo, Gomez, Robertson, Kirkes. So that's one kid in there and 4 experienced players. The midfield of Morrison, Engineer, McAllister, and Rio. So, and Rio's like their sort of Dowman, isn't he?
Oh, youngster,
right? Yeah. And Chiesa up front again. So a mixture of, bit like what we did, isn't it? A mixture of youth and also experienced international players as well within that team. Coming up against Crystal Palace, so you can say similar sort of level of team. You know, at home, but they got stuffed 3-0, right? I think it just goes to show how good our squad is, how good our young players are, and how good our actual squad. And remember, that's without, think of players that are injured at the moment. Martinelli's injured, Saliba's injured. Obviously, they probably Martinelli might have figured last night. No Madueke, no Odegaard, no Havertz, no Jesus. I mean, we've got some squad people. Yeah, we really do.
You know what, Rob? I don't know if you heard Slot's comments after. I really enjoyed Slot's interview because I said to myself, he sounds like he's cracking up. I'll be honest with you. The pressure is getting to him. He's talking about the the squad and the injuries, and people are going, mate, you've just spent £400 million. You've had the biggest transfer window we've seen in the history of Liverpool Football Club, and you're talking about the squad. And I think that night just went terribly wrong for him. I thought he got the team selection wrong. He put all young players on the bench, didn't put any of the big hitters to bring on. And then, you know, the young lad comes on and gets sent off. Second time he's been sent off. I felt sorry for him. And he just put more pressure on himself. And I think their next 3 games are Villa, Real Madrid, and Man City. So I don't think the next 7 days is going to get much better for him either. So it just shows that it's not just about spending money, is it? You've got to buy the right players. You've got to make sure you've got, you know, players in different positions. I mean, like we're saying, Nketiah came in yesterday, and I thought, this guy looks unreal. Like, he looks so good. I'm thinking he might end up in the team somewhere, whether it may be
Mosquera as well.
Mosquera, I thought, had a good game. He had that one little crazy
moment,
thing.
yeah.
He went a bit mad. I nearly took the guy out. But, you know, Kepa, I would say Kepa. I mean, I saw a thing last night. Kepa's the most expensive goalkeeper in the history of football.
Yeah.
It's our backup goalkeeper. You know what I mean? Think back in the... Yeah, imagine back in the days, I mean... Almunia's and Fabianski's and all these guys. I don't want to bring the mood down, but you know what I mean. But yeah, our squad depth is quality, man. Really good.
Church, we were saying that yesterday. We were saying, like, on the way home, like, we have had some real dodgy goalkeepers over the last few years. We have. Let's be honest. Yeah. We have, right? We haven't done ourselves in glory with goalkeepers, like. But now we've got 2 that. I actually was so impressed with him last night. I really was. You know what I mean? Like, I know that if it wasn't for him, that game could have been 2-0, maybe even 3-0 down, and we could be talking like Liverpool, like, you know, it's fine margins. But that's what he's in there to do. And I thought he'd done. I have to say, his handling and everything like that, considering he's hardly played, I thought was exceptional. And I actually think he's a very, very good goalkeeper, like, you know, and I think we're very, very fortunate to have him as a backup. That's an unbelievable bit of business. 1, for the price of it all, and 2, to convince him, like, you know, from playing at Bournemouth for first team football every single game, to come to Arsenal and be a backup. Yeah, absolutely. Like, right. You know, he's got some persuading skills, Arteta, and he like to do that. I think, you know, it's unbelievable. Like, you know, add that to your bow. But I thought he was brilliant last night. Like, you know what I mean? And all of a sudden we got. Look, listen, if anything, do you know, like last season, Rob? Where was we? I can't think. We was in Spain somewhere when Neto played. Like, we was having heart attacks. You know what I mean? Like,
Girona,
you know what I mean? Yeah. And we was thinking, and there was another game when he was injured, Ray, and we think, no, what happens if you don't? If Ray was to get injured or whatever, like, you know what I mean? I'd be very, very confident with Kepa in goal. I was so impressed with him last night. Really impressed.
Yeah.
No, he was.
I think he made more saves last night than Ray Raptor all season, to be fair to him. He's
kept busy, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's done more work. He's done more work in one game than Ray's done all season. That's unreal.
Ray has basically had a month off, hasn't he? No shots, really.
Sorry, Jack. Sorry.
I was going to say, talking about that is we are the first team in English top flight history to play 6 games in a month, win all 6, and concede 0. So that's in all flights. That's Premier League and before. So that's a great stat to have. And Kepa is involved in that.
So we never conceded a goal in October.
Yeah, 6 games, 6 wins, 0 goals conceded, all competitions.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's unreal, isn't it?
That's amazing. The Carabao Cup quarterfinal draw is Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, Cardiff City versus Chelsea, Manchester City versus Brentford, and Newcastle versus Fulham. Love to have got Cardiff at home, but it hasn't worked out that way. But would you take that? Arsenal Palace?
100% home draw. Like, yeah, we had them last year in the quarterfinals, and all, if I remember rightly, didn't we?
Yeah.
We had them twice in 4 days, didn't we? Played them and then played away. That's when Saka got injured, like, you know. So, yeah, listen, I've always say it, like, you know, cup competitions, you've got to have a little bit of luck. You've got to have a little bit of luck in a draw. 2 home draws and Port Vale now we've got, like, so we've had the little bit of luck in the draw that you need. You know, if we get through this one, it's a home and away leg. So I think that the draw's been kind to us. So you know, we've got to nail the advantage of it now. Home draw. We had first out as well, weren't we? First out of the
First
hat. You
out,
know?
yeah.
And I think
It'd
we
be-
was first out against Paul. Was the last game or something we was first? I can't remember. Was we first out or second out against Paul? I can't remember. Like, you know, so listen, it's a good draw at home. And the other thing is, I can't get my head around it that Brighton made so many changes when they're not in Europe and all that. Crystal Palace are in Europe as well, so they're gonna have to rotate as well. So it will be an interesting game.
Yeah, and that game will be sandwiched in between Arsenal versus Wolves at home and going away to Everton away. So again, not the worst, is it? Like you know, so you could possibly go see a fairly strong Arsenal team for that game, and I think he should go fairly strong. It's a quarter final. We win that in the semis. You know, let's go and win. Let's go and try and win this, man. Like this is a trophy we can win.
And we need to. You know, I wanted to ask you, Rob, because obviously your famous bigger fish to fry comment that came back. Is this fish big enough to fry now?
No, let's try this one.
We
some steam fish and that, you know.
Escovitch fish, as they say in Jamaica. You know what I mean? I want this fish. This fish,
I like that. I like
my favorite fish, black cod. When I go to a restaurant, right? You know what I mean? This is a black cod now. I want this fish. You know what I mean? So
back then it was some fish fingers, you know what I mean?
Them times there, I was just focused completely on the league. But I think this time, let's go for it, man. Let's try and win it. I think because what it was when I said that bigger fish to fry comment is that we didn't have the squad to be competing on it. We do now.
Yeah,
we do now. Yeah. I want to go for this. I'd love to see. I think it'd be vindication for this squad if we could go and win this. It would show. You know, everyone's saying we've got a great squad, but this would prove it, wouldn't it? If you could go and win this.
Yeah. And let's be honest, man. The draw. I think we got the trickiest draw out of the big clubs, though. If you know what I mean, because Palace, I'd say, are better than Brentford, better than Fulham, better than Cardiff. You know, if you look at who Chelsea and City and Newcastle got. So I do wonder if Mikel would have to make the team a little bit stronger than last night's in terms of the selection.
Yeah, I think he will.
I think he'd have to put somebody else maybe in the attack, 1 or 2 others in there. Because the midfield got opened up a lot in the first half. And like you said, Lee, if it wasn't for Kepa, I mean, they had 2 one-on-ones. And that guy, Van Hecker, missed a header from 6 yards out as well. So I do think we'll have to go a bit stronger. But like you said, Rob, it's kind of sandwiched between 2 not too bad games. So if he does want to go a bit stronger,
back, like, you know, hopefully Havertz will be back by Madueke will be back by then. You imagine that they're all going to have to need games. That was the other good thing yesterday was like Ben White got a good 60 minutes yesterday, like, you know, and needed it, like, you know, and the likes of Havertz, the likes of Odegaard, the likes of Madueke, they're going to have to. Where are they going to get? If you're a player now, and you're coming back from fitness, where are you going to get your minutes? You ain't going to take it. You know, we'll give you minutes at Burnley away, or give you minutes at Sunderland away. They're difficult games. So it may be the Champions League games, you know what I mean, that you're going to get, or the cup games you're going to get your minutes in, like, you know. So these players, it's all right them coming back, you know what I mean. Havertz, for instance, has not played since the first game of the season. So, like, you know, they're not going to come back and hit the ground running. They're going to need minutes. So, like, I think this game's important for everything, like, that we get through, but certain players get minutes as well. And that was a good thing yesterday, like the likes of Ben White, who I thought done well for his 60 minutes, by the way, sort of gone under the radar a little bit. You could tell he was rusty, though, like, he needs games, you know what I mean? And you can't risk him. But say if, for instance, you know, like Timber does get injured now, you know, he ain't really up and running. So, like, so these games are very, very important that we get those players minutes as well. Like, so, you know, big game.
Glamorous game to look ahead to on Saturday, away at Burnley. You know what I mean? right? Always a glamorous. No, I'm not dissing Burnley as a city.
You are.
You are actually.
It's not exactly Cannes where I was the other day, you know what I mean, or Dubai or something like where you're off to. But listen, right? Got respect to Burnley, you know what I mean? It's like, well, you know what? It sums up the type of game it will be. It's a gritty little town, you know what I mean? They love their club there, right? And they will give everything. And we saw they won, you know, they had a great win against Wolves. They barely remember when Liverpool played them. It took a little last-minute penalty, right? I mean, as we know in the Premier League, it won't be a walk in the park, easy game, even though every fan's going to be expecting that. You know what I mean? Looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to that game, Burn. I'm looking forward to every Arsenal game right now. But it's a different test, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think it'll
like you said, it's definitely not Cannes. I've been to Burnley once. I think we scored a last-minute winner. I'm sure it was it Oxlade-Chamberlain handballed it.
Yeah,
remember that one? That was the only time I went there. I haven't been back since. So yeah, but yeah, these games are difficult because on paper you see it and you go, we'll beat them easy, but you just don't know, do you? Liverpool scored an injury time winner against them. They're probably going to put 10, 11 players behind the ball. I think it's important you score a goal early and then kind of force them onto you, and then maybe you can pick them off a little bit. But I think they've changed a little bit as well under Scott Parker. They're not quite the same team they were back in the Sean Dyche era, where you knew what you're going to get long ball and two big strikers going to elbow you and stuff. So it's a different test. These are the games where I think sometimes you sort of get your league title by winning these games. It's not always the big Man City at home because you're motivated for that game anyway. It's the 3 o'clock at Burnley and it's cold and it's windy, and as a nice glamorous player like Zubimendi, who's been at Sociedad in the mountains, now you're at Burnley, fish and chips and a bobbly pitch, so these are the games, man. But again, the good thing about Arsenal, every time we play someone, I'm expecting a win and I'm expecting a clean sheet, and this weekend's no different, man. So yeah, maybe you lot will have to go out in Manchester the night before and break your weekend up a little bit.
It was that the year we went to Burnley. We stayed at the hotel in Burnley, and I asked the guy when we come to the reception, I said, "Where's a good club or something to go to?" And he said that. He goes, "Manchester." Right? He goes, "Not around here." Right. Right. I was like, okay. Listen, the people there, they are really nice people out there, right? It is a different type of, it's not London, is it? You know what I mean? But,
no.
What are you trying to dig me into some sort of hole here, man? I've got to go there and stand. You know what I mean? Well, I'll big up Burnley, right, as well, right? Because free parking is one of the few games you go to in this country. You ain't got to, you just park on one of the streets around the ground. Brilliant. Isn't it, Lee?
Yeah,
you love a bit of Burnley, don't you? Big it up.
That's one of the pluses of Burnley, it's free parking, you know what I mean? You also get paid to leave, you know what I mean? It's fantastic,
Yeah, we got to go out there, You see the size of some of those guys up there, right? Listen, I'm not with you. I didn't say anything bad about Burnley, right?
No, I actually quite like it. It's very hospital up there. They've got the cricket ground next to it, and it's old school ground, isn't it? Old school sort of, northern sort of town, and it's a proper football club, So and listen, I don't think I've ever been up there when it's been nice weather. I remember one time driving up there, you got all the moors or whatever they call it, in the background,
moors.
And there's all snow on them, and I think, oh my god!
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. Hey, hold on, I'm checking the weather forecast. Just go and checking the weather. It's Saturday, 85% rain.
There you go.
Sounds about right.
There you go.
I've never. And the last time we went up there, even though we won, it was wet and cold and everything, So, but listen, that's what you got to do. That's just a different sort of a game, isn't it? And they put it under us. And as you said, like Liverpool found it very difficult against them.
Yeah.
So, you know, we've got to be at our best. We've got to be at our best on Saturday. And we need to win this game. It's so important that we do. So important.
You've been up there before, Jack.
But yeah, Burnley. I've actually been away to that exact game. Yellow kit, Koscielny and Chamberlain sort of collided, and the ball went in the net. There's also a couple. I think Alexis has scored a couple. I think even 2 last-minute penalties against them in games. We seem to get some dodgy goals against them, but I'm not complaining. But Burnley, I know we talk about like, you know, classic Burnley, proper football stadium and all this, but I mean, last season, like I think Curtis said earlier, Scott Parker did take them up to that sort of next level. You could almost argue that they were the Arsenal of the Championship in the way that they conceded hardly any chances all season. I think there was a point James Trafford was on like a 12, 13 game run without conceding. And obviously he's not there now. But the way he structures them, the way he's set up, there's a lot more youth in the team now, a lot more pace in the counter and stuff. And it's not just long balls, they're very compact. And I think it will be a tough game. I think Scott Parker's a decent manager. He's been about a while now. I'm back in the Fulham days. He's learned a lot since then. But even this season, with the tools they've got at their disposal, I think we were speaking about the teams that have been promoted this season in general, Leeds as well. They've not looked too bad this season in general. I wouldn't say that it's probably the first season in a while where we couldn't all guess who's being relegated already, which is a good thing for the league and a good thing for Burnley fans, I guess.
Yeah, they're out of the bottom 3. They're in 16th at the moment. You know, 10 points. Big win for them last week at Wolves. So they'll be feeling good about themselves, and they will make it difficult there. Like you guys have all said there, even when we've gone there and we're way better team than them, they've always made it quite difficult for us. They've got great support. You know what I mean? You've got to big up their support. They're always there in numbers. They make a lot of noise. And, you know, there's nothing they'll like better than to put one over us Southern softies. You know what I mean? As they call us when we get out there, which we are compared to them. We are softies, the fans, not on the pitch. It's gonna be a tough game, but it's one of those games that we got to win, isn't it? We got you know, this is a game, because when you think about this weekend, right? We've got Burnley, and it's a game that you'd expect Arsenal to win. When you look at the teams around us, the ones that we're looking at in this title race, Liverpool got Villa at home. They've just had another defeat, Liverpool. Remember, that's like 6 now defeats, right? You know what I mean, in recent games for them in all competitions. They're not feeling very good about themselves at the moment. And then on Sunday, Man City, they got Bournemouth at home. That ain't easy as well. Bournemouth have been playing really, really well this season. This is another one of those chances for Arsenal to push home an advantage over both of those sides. And when you check it out, in both games, we are playing early. We're playing 3 o'clock, right? So if we get a win, that heaps a lot of pressure on Liverpool. Liverpool don't play till 8 o'clock, right? If we was to get that, what would that be? 10 points above Liverpool.
10 points, yeah.
Lots of pressure would be on them, and 9 points above City. Lots of pressure on them as well. So, and even if you look at, like you say, Tottenham, who are in 3rd place, they got Chelsea at home. That's not an easy game. This is a game we got to win.
Yeah, got to extend our lead.
Pressure on, innit?
Got to extend our lead.
100%. And then, like we said, I mean, I don't want to look ahead too far, but the following weekend they play each other. So this, I think Lee said it on Monday. This Burnley and Sunderland double header for us is absolutely massive, because in previous seasons we haven't taken advantage of Liverpool City dropping points. So if we can, because I think to win this title we need to pull away. I think we need breathing space where you get to sort of later in the season and Pep sort of goes, we'll focus on the Champions League. Or, you know, that I remember the year Liverpool won the league in lockdown. They got a big points gap on City and Pep kind of let it go and just, you know, said that he ain't going to catch them. So I think we've got to pull away from these teams. And at the moment, Liverpool, everything's going wrong for them. So we've got to capitalise on that. So, yeah, it's a massive week.
Yeah.
Massive.
I think there's a point that we could be going in, like Curtis said, if we win our next 2 games and Liverpool drop points against Villa and then play City, there's a good chance we could be going like 12 points clear of Liverpool /all and City into the next international break, and then have Madueke coming back and Havertz coming back and Jesus coming back after that break as well, which are all scheduled to be back for. So if we can go into Christmas, them Christmas fixtures where you're playing every 3 days with like a 12, 13 point lead and a fully fit squad, I do think we should be trying to aim to pull away. I want it to be a boring win. I don't want no last day dramas where we won the league by 1 point. I want everyone to be saying, Arsenal have won the league already in February. Oh, it's boring. The league don't count. I want all that. Sling us all that abuse. I want to be like 20 points clear in February. That's what I'm hoping for.
20.
We're not too far.
I'll take that now. I'll put your hand up with that.
20 points clear in
I'll
February.
take that, Bellerin. I'll take that.
Hey, I didn't say it was going to happen. I'll take it though.
We said it about planting trees. Sounds like you've been smoking them as well. You know what I mean?
That's why I was late.
I'll get all that now. You love ganging up on me, guys. I need some help here. But the comments will help me.
Yeah, the comments.
Get the table up. Let's get the table up, like we got to
prediction table. He's been waiting for this. He's been waiting for this all. There it goes. There's the prediction.
There we go.
He got the scoreline exactly right.
Gutted when I Trossard hit the post. I was absolutely gutted. Like, you know what
I got the first goal scorer, man. I want another point, bonus point, man. He
was
trying to claim a bonus point for that. But Lee, you reminded us of the rules, isn't it?
Yes, the rules are again. If we're all level and then the goal scorer comes into play, like if a correct score is not given, but a correct score is out there today, like so that does not matter. Like, and there it is. Bosh, a 2-0 prediction, and that puts me top of the league.
Top of the league. So who's going to be top of the league this week? Let's get our predictions in for Burnley versus Arsenal. Should we start with Jack?
No.
I want Lee to start so we can avoid his score.
Yeah. It goes now from top to bottom, like, yeah. And I am top. I go first.
And listen, it's a different lineup now, man. We've changed the rules a bit.
No. Some rules are there to stay, like, and this is one of them. Burnley 0, Arsenal 2.
Good. All right. Who's next then?
Yeah. Who's second?
Curtis, because he got the goal scorer right.
All right, yeah. So you're going 2-0. I'll go 3-0.
Oh, Curtis, I love it.
Yeah, we'll put them away. 3-0. Come on, the Arsenal. Hey, Robbie don't know what to do now. Look,
he's lost.
I know. Is it me?
Yeah.
Concede. What did you say? What's a 2-0, 3-0? 1-0, I guess.
I was gonna go 1. I was gonna go 2 as well. I'm gonna go with 2. Actually, I'm gonna side with Lee. He's got a star. He must know something, right? Surely.
Oh, can we? So we can copy him. We can.
Yeah. Sure.
All right, I'll change him up because I actually think it'll be 2-0 as well.
Still in my tactics.
So you're all going 2-0, yeah?
No, you know what? Turkey. I didn't say Turkish. Turkish now. Right? You got a hat on. You got a hat on, didn't it?
He looks like Bellerin. He looks like Turkish. I don't know what's going on here.
You got a hat on. You're growing a bit. So
maybe it's you that's smoking something, Rob. I don't know. Like, you know what I mean?
All right, let me go. Yeah, I'm going to go with you, Curtis. 3-0.
3-0, yeah?
Yeah, 3-0. Clean sheet, 3-0.
Yeah.
All right, so you both gone 2-0, we gone 3-0. And we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it gets there. You know what I mean? But listen, as long as we win that game, it's a massive, massive game, and Arsenal can really push home an advantage if they win it. What about our comments? Can we get our comments sorted?
Yeah, I've got mine.
All right,
yeah, I've got one. I had to change mine because Jack obviously put it out there at the start of the show. I'll let Lee go first because I like Lee's one.
Yeah.
No. Hold on. Let's go. Let Jack go first.
Go on then, Jack.
Well,
Right,
I've sort of did my comment at the start.
He's done it
so-
already.
Oh, he loses
guys,
a
if you
point,
wanna
and he's
rewind
always,
my
you're
comment,
supposed to save that.
You can. Oh, it's me and Bellerin. You put the picture up too quick, Rob.
Yeah, that was a good one. Like, what's the
That was a
actual
good one.
comment say though?
They said that Jack looks like a stoned Bellerin. Is there?
I told you the trees.
The
The trees,
man.
man. I told you.
So thank you to whoever wrote that. You know, I actually take that as a compliment. He's a decent looking geezer, so it's worth to be called. So on to the next.
All right, go on, Lee.
I've got brilliant podcast, guys. Very entertaining, and it's looking good for the Arsenal. Keep up your great work, Matt from Torquay. Like, you know,
Hey!
He's back.
Okay.
Skelly
love
up
the
front.
mentions, guys. I love the mentions. I am originally from Tottenham. That's where I was born, but now I live in Torquay. So big up to you, Matt. Like you on there.
There you go, Matt.
We love
There
you,
you go.
really. Like, you know what I mean. We're still waiting for a question. We've got a comment, but we want a question now. Like, make it a good one.
All right. All right, go
There
on,
you go.
Curtis.
So I like this one because I wanted to ask you guys quickly a question. So Brian Leslie said, "Is Timber the best right back we've seen at Arsenal?" Now, especially Lee and Robbie, older than me, you've seen. I said Lee Dixon, Lauren, and Timber are the best three right backs I've seen at Arsenal. But where would you rank Timber as Arsenal right back?
You know, another Sanya was good as well. Yeah, Bakary Sanya.
Yeah, he was solid.
I always thought Bakary Sanya, if he was playing in a better team, Lauren was.
Lauren's probably my favorite.
There's a lot of Lauren in Timber. The strength, the power, the you just can't get. But that's a really good. Lee Dixon was brilliant.
Do you know what? I don't think
Great
our
question.
right backs have been as good as our left backs over the years.
No, Timber.
No.
I think Timber could be. I mean, listen, he's got to do it
Viv
over the
Anderson
season.
would have to be up there.
Who? Sorry,
Viv Anderson would have to be up there.
Viv.
He was a good.
he was
right
top.
back
He was top.
couple of years.
But he was his better work was at Forest, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was. I did like him. Like, you know, Lee Dixon, obviously for the longevity, would probably be it if I was to be pushed. I think
You probably have to say Lee Dixon, but I think if we were to win a title, then I'll go Timber. He's looking really, really good. I mean, even that run he made last night, brilliant. Yeah, he's so powerful. He's so strong. He reads the game well. He can play anywhere across that back foot. He's defending one-on-ones, brilliant. He's right up there. He's right up there.
Yeah.
Let me do my one. Excuse me. This is JR42011. He said we could go into the break 8 or 9 points clear with City at Newcastle after the break. He says, but me, I'm fighting with myself not to get too excited. But I think by January, I will know. With our defense hardly giving away shots, Havertz, Odegaard, Madueke to come back, the front line still to go up a gear. These are the reasons why it looks like we can go all the way at a level, but I'll wait until January. And I think there's so real wise words there about waiting until. I think in January we will get a clearer picture after Christmas. But some of the points he makes there is true. Players to come back, and also, you know, there's a good feeling right now. But I'm a bit like him. I don't want to get too over excited. But I guess in January, get out of that Christmas period, we'll kind of have a clearer picture of whether we feel this team could go all. Because remember, I think the thing we're all forgetting is we've gone close over years, so they should now know what it takes. You know, after those disappointments. So, yeah, that was my one.
And let's be honest, right? In every season, you have a little shaky period, don't you, where something goes wrong. You know, and it's going to be about how do we handle maybe a back-to-back defeat or a couple of draws or something, or an injury, you know, to a big player. It's about managing that. I don't know if I'm being greedy here, but I'd love to see Arsenal bring in a player in January, maybe just one. I think sometimes when you're in a good position, you should build on that, you know, especially maybe that left-hand side of the front three. But whether we've got the money or not after the summer is the issue, really.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I'd go for like a goal-scoring player that they bring in January just to add. I really do think, you know, I've seen United do that over the years where they just make sure, you know.
Yeah.
So let's see with that. I know we got a couple of voice notes that we're going to play. So not to forget, people, if there it is up on the screen there. If you do have a voice note that you want to send in, that's the number. It's 07856 408 351, or scan that QR code on the screen. Send in your voice notes. The link will be in the description as well. We love to hear from you guys, and we will respond to them. We've got a couple today. Let's hear the first one.
Hi, guys. Greetings all the way from Nigeria. This is Daniel, and I just have a few observation and question also. I think Lee Georges need to get his star on. Yeah, Lee Georges need to retain his star, because when the Premier League changes from the league to the Premier League, the club who have won their Premier League title, who have won their league title, still retain their league title. It doesn't mean the league they've won before was forfeited. The fact that it's still forever Arsenal, Lee Georges need to continue with his star on. And yeah, that's it. And the last question is, do you think these boys, players like Kai Havertz, will become a club legend if Arsenal go on to win the Champions League and the Premier League title? Let me know. And nice show, guys. Greetings to Curtis, Lee Georges, and the little Max Diamond on the studio. And peace out.
That's the best one so far. That is best one so far.
That wasn't a very heavy Nigerian accent. I get the feeling that's one of his mates from. That's one of Lee's mates from where he lives. You know what I mean? That wasn't a heavy Nigerian accent, was it?
I wouldn't know. But what a good one that was, you know. And what a very good question as well.
You don't get
win the Premier League and the Champions League. Well, if they win the Premier League, they'll obviously go down history. But if they win the Champions League, they'd be the first players to ever do it. They go down in history. Of course they will. They'd be legends.
I think they're legends. I think they win any of them, they're legends, right? Because remember, Lee, Curtis, we've seen Arsenal win leagues, but for a lot of fans, like my kids who were at the game last night, they never seen Arsenal win the league.
Yeah.
So if they win that league, for those kids, they're legends.
Yeah.
Anybody under 25, say, they're going to be legends. I fear if they win it. I don't know, Jack. You're way younger than us. What do you think?
I mean, yeah, I'd agree. I mean, like, obviously, I was around when we went invincible, but obviously way too young to sort of remember any of it or get to celebrate any of it. So for me, the legends of my eras have been like the Mesut Ozils and the Alexis, that are winning the FA Cups and stuff like that, even down to Aaron Ramsey. So yeah, I've never got to experience us win a big title. So I think, yeah, if it was Havertz, as he said, if it's Saka, if it's Zubimendi that puts one in, I think if we won the Champions League, they'd automatically go down as legends anyway, just to be the first to do it. And yeah, the league title, I think there'll be a whole generation of fans that sort of put this squad on a pedestal compared to a lot of others just for that title win.
Yeah, definitely. We've got one other voice note. Let's hear it.
Hi, boys. Great show. Alex here from Berkshire. A bit more of a fun question. What is everyone's favourite home kit and favourite away kit of all time? Also, big up the Arsenal. Come on, you Gooners. This is our year. Woo!
Ric Flair.
I like that one.
Woo! Woo! If we win the league, I'll replay that. Woo! At the end. That's a tough one, isn't it?
That is tough.
Bruce Banana for me, the away kit.
Did you like it at the time?
No.
At least he's honest. I love that. I love that because everyone hated that kit.
It grew on me. It grew on me, and it became iconic, didn't it? Like, you know what I mean? So I think that anything in yellow and blue, anyway.
My favourite home kit is the black currant.
Yeah.
That's my favourite. Yeah. That's my favourite. That's my favourite.
Do you know an away kit that I liked? Right, was the do you know when Thierry scored that volley against West Ham? That blue kit with like
yeah.
I love that one. I used to wear that one all the time back in the day.
Do you know another kit? This is quite a recent kit. The black one.
Yeah, the black and gold. That's my favourite.
Black and gold, or is it black and silver? Wasn't it? Black and silver.
Black and gold with Gabriel Jesus. Gabriel Jesus.
Yeah, that was nice.
That
was really good, man.
Love that kit.
I think my favourite home one's going to be the 70s because that's when I first started watching it. You know, like the old school, like, you know what I mean?
Brown neck.
Yeah.
What about you, Jack?
I mean, I like the burgundy classic one as home kit wise. Away kit would be the black and gold. But I think recently, I mean, as a newer fan, as not as experienced as you guys, I would actually say that our kits in the past like 2-3 years have actually been really, really good. Especially after we went through that Puma era. I wasn't a fan of them Puma kits myself. I actually like the first Adidas home season kit that we had recently with the collar. I like that, and then I also look big shout out to the pink kit. Not really had a pink kit before, to my knowledge, but the football we played in that kit as well. I always seem to just remember Saliba at Bournemouth away in that kit, and Martinelli being a demon in that. So
yeah, no, it's just some good kits. We just need like some stars on it and things like that. You know what I mean? That's why, people always say, top with kits, but not top of the league, and that's what we wanted. You know. But guys, we reached the end of the show today. It's been a great show. Really, really enjoyed it. And listen, it's Burnley this weekend. We're all looking forward to that game. It's a chance, as we all said, for Arsenal to really ram home an advantage that we've got at the top of the league and keep this great run going. So let's hope that we can keep it going. But thanks, Lee. Thanks, Curtis and Hector. Thank you very much, mate. You know what I mean? It really...
It's going to stick now. Thanks, guys.
Who?
Back to that. Just keep it going. Just abusing for
thanks to you guys as well out there. And once again, just as a reminder, right, if you want to get your voice notes played on the show, there is the number there on the screen, or scan the QR code. Send us in your voice notes. We will listen to and respond to the best ones that are sent in. Keep them short and send those in, but we love getting them and really appreciate them, and really appreciate you guys for tuning in week by week to the show. And we will see you again we're back on Sunday, aren't we? Because we're all flying out. We're flying out to Prague next week on the Monday morning, so we're actually going to do the show on Sunday, so look out for that here, Fourever Arsenal. Thank you guys.